if you look around, you can tell we're not in Texas anymore. We got this strange stuff on the ground. I don't know what it is. We haven't seen it in Texas in quite some time. But we're here in Indianapolis, Indiana at the WWETT show. So if you've never heard of the WWETT show, what it is, it's the Water, Wastewater, Equipment, Treatment, and Transport show, or the WWETT show. If you look right out front, that kind of gives you an idea of what they have inside. So anything related to the water, wastewater industry, they have. They've got trucks, they've got sewer jetters, sewer cameras, anything you can think of. It's gonna be right in here. So follow me inside. We're gonna have a lot of fun the next few days. We're gonna hopefully see a lot of cool things and hopefully buy something and take it home. Smells like money.
That's right. Excellent. Thank you.
I was walking the show right now, and we've got Randall right here. He just told me you've only been in the business for about a month now?
Yeah, about a month. And we're mainly more towards porta pots, but we do a little bit of septics and branching out in that a little bit more. So I've been watching a lot of your videos trying to get some information and,
great.
and tips and tricks.
Of course.
Like the CrustBuster.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to check one of them out.
Oh, yeah, that's just right down there.
Awesome. Yeah,
they've got a good discount going on right now.
That's kind of what's hoping for, a show special. Yeah.
And, I've been talking to a lot of people here. We have people that are starting out as plumbing, and, it's just kind of one door opens after the other once you start getting involved with sewer, sanitation, things like that. So kind of like you have a portable toilet company going on, and then you also see a need, right, for septic. I'm sure in your area.
Yep.
I know in our part of Texas, we're in such small communities that there may have been a septic pumper several years ago.
Yes.
Nobody wanted to take over the business. So then, there's kind of a gap that needs to be filled by someone. So,
Yep. That's awesome.
And you said you watch my videos to try and learn some tips and things like that.
Learn a few tips and tricks. Yeah.
What's some of the tips you've seen from my videos?
So the flushable thing that you got on your fishing pole.
Oh yeah.
To help find tanks.
Okay.
The tanks and stuff. So stuff like that. Trying to get ideas of what I need to be looking into and where I need to be going so that I can be successful.
Of course. When I first started out, we're kind of doing everything by trial and error.
Yeah.
So anything I can find that makes my job easier.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it to anyone getting started in the industry, because I tell people when I first started out, we're just probing tanks. Sometimes I'd have my dad with his ear on the clean out and we're like pounding the ground, listening for an echo. I was like, I'm glad those days are long, guy.
Yep.
You get a sewer camera, you get a flushable transmitter, and then you pick up that signal, and it makes it so much easier.
It looks like it makes the job a whole lot easier.
Oh yeah, time is money. That's what I tell people.
Exactly.
And you look more professional. You go out there, you right on the dot instead of digging up the customer's yard trying to find it.
Yep. Sounds great.
Of course, Rand. Well, I wish you all the luck. I appreciate you watching my videos, and I appreciate you, talking to us right now.
I appreciate it. Good
Thanks,
seeing
man. You too. At the WWETT show, I tell people that it's not only from other states that people are coming from. We've got Adam here. Where are you from, Adam?
From Drone, Victoria, Australia.
Australia. How long did the flight take you to get here?
About 17 hours.
17 hours to come to the trade show. So what is it that you're looking for here? Were you taking classes? You looking to buy equipment?
Just trying to look at industry-leading equipment, just seeing how you guys do it here in the States opposed to us in Australia, Just getting a few ideas, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, he showed me a picture of his truck that he's got right now. Do you just do septic, residential, commercial?
So we do everything: septics, grease traps, wash bays, car washes, residential, commercial, industrial. We do all sorts of anything liquid waste, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of my videos, I'm from Texas. I have people commenting from other countries. They're like, we don't have septic systems. Like, why do y'all have it over there? Is that just with a common misconception? People don't understand that, there are places that are kind of outside the city, more rural areas.
100%. Same with us. Like, there's a part in our local area that's like literally 2 minutes out of the town centre. and there's a sewer connection across the back fence, but they're on septic, so it's it all based on the developers, I think, at the time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a problem right now in kind of like in the Austin area where the original infrastructure, like their wastewater treatment plants, they weren't able to handle the millions and millions of gallons from all these new construction coming in. So until that is handled, most of the new construction over there is on septic. And you can kind of what you're saying, like you're just 2 minutes away from the town, but you're still on septic.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And do y'all deal with the advanced treatment units like the aerobic systems, or is it just conventional?
Yeah, we have got aerobic systems over there. Most of it's conventional, but we also do secondary treatment, which is like going through a sand filter bed on the outfall out to lines. We do drip irrigation, and just trenches and whatnot. Yeah, so it's all pretty standard.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, you come over here, you're going to talk to people in the industry. It doesn't matter if somebody's from a neighboring state like Louisiana, and you got people coming from halfway across the country. So good talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too.
Hopefully one day I can make it over there. We'll go pump out a tank together.
Yeah, 100%. Same. Yeah, I'll come to Texas one day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we both can deal with the heat.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, good talking to you.
Cheers.
So you've been walking around with me. You see how immense this show is. Well, I'm actually here with a gentleman that started the first show. So he was kind of explaining the first show was just called the Pumper Show, right?
Yep, it was the Pumper Show. We started in 1981 in Nashville, Tennessee at the Opryland Hotel.
I have heard so many stories about the show in Nashville. People talk about it like it's the glory days.
That was the glory days. It was a lot of fun. We partied pretty good together, and we kind of brought this industry together. Again, starting with septic pumpers, but then growing into drain cleaners and jetters and portable toilets, and it keeps right on going to what we have here today is a lot of pipe relining and hydro excavating. It's grown into a very large show.
Exactly, and it feels like almost a family reunion now. I hear stories of people talking about, well, we went to Nashville, we picked up our first truck with my grandpa, we drove it home from the show, things like that. And I mean, you look behind us, we have so many trucks, and I feel like that legacy is continuing on. It's like people are excited to come to the show, talk to their friends that they've met from other states, sometimes other countries, and get some equipment, take it home, and make some money, make some memories.
Yeah. Well, it was one of the reasons that we kept the show at places like Nashville and the Opryland, or here in Indianapolis, where the hall is connected to all the hotels. We end up taking the entire hall, so we end up taking all the hotels as well. So when somebody leaves here and they're in an elevator, they're with other people from the industry. If they sit down at the bar, they're talking to people in the industry. And they start getting ideas, and they start making friends. And we had people that would become friends, and they would meet every year at the next year's show. So that's how they kept things going. But, if you're sitting down with your competition and you're giving them ideas, you're maybe competing with yourself. But if you're sitting down with somebody in the same business, but he's from 5 states away, and you share, you're just gaining information. You're not competing with each other. So the idea of the trade show is much bigger than just equipment and the opportunity to see it. There's a lot of things that go on at this, a lot of education.
A lot of education, a lot of ideas. It's just so much cumulative knowledge being spread at these things. I've learned so much. I mean, when we first got into pumping, we learned a lot through people that came to the WWETT show, and they would tell us, they're like, you should go, you should really go. So the first time we came, we met a lot of the people that we knew online. We maybe haven't seen them in person, so we got to meet them in person. And now, I mean, we come every year, hoping to see everybody again, and just meet up, have a drink.
That's what it is.
Have a good time.
It's really fun that way, and to watch the show grow. I sold it a few years ago, but at the time it was the 46th largest trade show in the country. So to start from nothing and in a little industry that nobody had any interest in, and to grow it into something like that was pretty spectacular.
I will say it is spectacular. That's a great way to describe the show. So I appreciate you talking to us.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you for all you've done for the
right.
industry. I'm having a blast.
Good. Keep doing it.
Thank you, sir.
See ya.
Cheers. Shoot the shit. So last year we were at the WWETT show. We were walking around. We saw some really cool art panels from a comic, and unfortunately we weren't able to go to the booth. But this year they're right at the entrance, so we're able to talk to them right now. And you can kind of just look at some of these frames. This is what really caught my eye. So we have someone crawling through a sewer right here, and you got these creatures, these monsters. I've never seen anything like this. Can you give us, you know, some of the inspiration behind this?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is a character named Lilliput, and I was inspired by my daughters to create a strong character that happens to be female, happens to be Asian. And so when I see her, when I take them with me to the comic book store, they get to see someone who looks like them on the shelves.
That's amazing. And what's your name?
My name is Jay Culligayan. I'm the writer and publisher of Mest Comics.
And how long ago did you start creating these comics?
I did this. We started probably about a year research. I worked with MSD in Cincinnati, the Metropolitan Sewer District, and Sanitation District 1 in Northern Kentucky, and just interviewed people, did tours of the treatment plant, towards some of the sewers and everything like that, and really just got a nice base of research, and then just started writing the story.
So what are some of the adventures that Lilliput goes through in the sewers in this comic?
Oh, sometimes she's fighting giant worms. She'll be fighting giant worms, and all she has is a shovel. Or the filaments, filamentous bacteria. We have them kind of grown a little larger and a little sentient, so they're running around the tunnels as well. But she has a lot of great support. So, for example, this is Aka, pet rat, partner in slime.
Partner in slime, I love that.
And then she is a 4-foot friend who is a cockroach, and sometimes they get together and go to lunch. And yeah, we've been really celebrated in Cincinnati. We've gotten some great coverage as we start going out of town and delivering the books nationally. A City Beat there called us the best reason to get your mind in the gutter.
And you know, we kind of discussed this a few days ago. When we went to Japan, we were noticing the sewer manhole covers, how they're vibrantly decorated, beautiful. And the main reasoning behind that is they actually wanted to get funding to expand the sewer infrastructure, because that's something that's kind of swept under the rug. Most people don't even think about it. They flush the toilet. They think it's a magic portal that makes everything disappear. But things like this really bring awareness to the important infrastructure.
We have a kind of a hashtag that we have in a lot of our promo materials, hashtag follow the flush. I think that people are like, we want to entertain people with our stories, but I think it also has an element of education where they ask themselves, what happens when I flush? What happens when I wash my vegetables? And they don't realize the essential service that is provided by so many men and women across the country.
My name is Dylan Spieg, and I am the main illustrator for Mest Comics. It's been fun for us to make sure that we ask people who work in the sewage industry, you know, questions, so that way we can more accurately, you know, explain things. Also, it gives us better ideas of what to you know, write the story about, but that way it gives me an imagery that I can, you know, take from, and nothing's really made up. We just kind of exaggerate things that are already there.
So the other day we actually bought the comic. We had gotten this one that had, I believe it was 4 volumes. Is that the one we got?
The first season. We
the
have
first
4
season.
volumes total. That's our first season trade. Yeah. So it's got that plus a bonus story that we wanted to do originally when we went to print 9 years ago. It's got our Alley Crocs.
And for someone that's not able to make it to the WWETT show, where can they purchase this?
So they can go online and go to Mest Comics, MESSED comics.com. And we have digital versions of the comics for the first 3 seasons for free.
Great. So you heard it here. I appreciate y'all's time. I'm going to read it. And I'm looking forward to, you know, keeping up with Lilliput's story in the sewers and seeing how everything goes.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
All right.
I was sitting there on my couch scrolling through TikTok, and all of a sudden Mr. CrustBuster pops up on my feed, and he's like, come to the WWETT show. I'm like, hey, let me check out what it is. It's this week. It was Monday night. Hopped on a flight this morning, and here, get to see it all.
Woo! Oh, yeah, live in person. Dude, I'm telling you, this show is awesome. It's uniting the people with poop. Y'all Take care. All right, so we're here at WWETT 2025, and a few months ago, we actually had the opportunity to go to the Septic School in North Carolina. Now, we're from Texas. North Carolina is a little bit different, but I have been telling everyone, this class is amazing. This isn't one of those classes where you're going to fall asleep. Jonathan he loves what he does. I will leave it at that. You need to go to this class, experience it in person. I learned so much, and I feel like if you really want to be a professional in this industry, you should never stop learning. He gives out so much great information. Even my dad is not the school type. Juice, he you know.
We did, but we're going to get you out of the classroom.
Yeah.
Get you to real job sites, put tools in your hand, laser levels, make you experience to learn, right? This is a hands-on profession. And so in my life, I've picked up things from other states that aren't really in accordance with the code in North Carolina, but we're all doing the same thing. We're trying to find solutions to put our wastewater responsibly back in the ground, right? And so whether you're from Texas or wherever, we find that people, they get something out of the class, we have a good time, and we're definitely not going to sit inside the whole time, and you won't fall asleep.
No, you won't. I learned so much, and they don't even just stop at the installer. You also do inspections as well.
We do point of sale or real estate transaction inspections. We do operation and maintenance of systems, classes focused on that. And we even do permitting and soils related classes.
Of course. So currently, what states can you get licensed when you go to this class?
So there is reciprocity that exists, but a level of that between Virginia and North Carolina, but there's tremendous similarities in all the southeastern states where you'd find relevance, information of value. So like you said, don't stop learning. Definitely don't stop at your state lines.
Right.
You know, we're trying to do something enjoyable and elevate our industry, provide a pathway for people that want more. Some people, it's, you know, they're satisfied to just get by, but you guys came all the way out of Texas just to see if there was a nugget of something you could take back.
It was more than a nugget. It was way more than a nugget. I've been telling people, we had people come by from Ohio. They're like, hey man, I saw that you're over there in North Carolina. It's like, can you give me the information of that class? So what is y'all's website?
So if you go to septicschool.com, you can get more information. You can see our schedule, real time online, sign up there. If you have questions, reach out to us at info at septicschool.com. You can reach out to us, get for more information. Okay.
I appreciate it, Jonathan. I really want to thank y'all again for having us out over there. We all learned a lot, and I'm excited to go back and learn some more, honestly.
Come back and play with us again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
For sure.
Man.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Pastor follows you.
Okay.
We follow you as well. But our pastor loves to share your videos of the money shot with us every Sunday.
Every time he sees one, he's like, "Did you see this? Did you see this?" Like, look. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's the money shot, bro." Like,
it's a Monday tradition now at this point. Sunday for him, yeah. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. So I'm at the Liberty Pumps booth. They always have a great display. And funny thing about this display, let me show this to you. So how many horses is this omnivore y'all got right here?
2 horsepower.
2 horsepower. I've got a really funny story about this. So they always put on a great display. They chew stuff up with this omnivore pump. And the cool thing about it is it kind of just chips away at things. That way it doesn't get, stopped up. So a funny story, I was actually out on a call. I was jetting a line. They're clogged with grease. So I'm running my sewer jetter down the clean out, and it just keeps going and keeps going. And eventually I ran out of hose. I'm like, damn, I should be to the street by now. Well, no one told me that they had a lift station. And I was like, I called the city up and I was like, hey, I'm jetting a line out behind this restaurant. And I feel like I might be in the street and I got it stuck. And they're like, no, they actually have a lift station between that clean out and the street. You're probably in the lift station. I was like, are you kidding me? So I was worried. I was like, oh my goodness, that like my jetter hose is probably wound up in that pump now. While I pop it open and it's an omnivore. And I was so worried that it was gonna like chew up my jetter head. It didn't. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, my dad's gonna kill me for ruining this jetter hose and nozzle. But yeah, it has those, those teeth at the bottom that just kind of chips away at it. It never gets like fully bound by anything. Just thought y'all would like to hear that. And I was like, I'm so glad there was an omnivore. So we're here with Seth. He stopped me by. He actually had one of my stickers on his phone, but he lost it. But hey, no problem. We got him set up again with another one. So Seth said this is actually his first year here. Were you just taking classes? You walking the expo?
So taking a few classes. I think I took 7 actually while I was here.
A few? 7?
Yeah, you know, how to make it worth the trip. I mean, it's like a 10.5-hour drive or so for me.
From Kansas?
Yeah. And then walking the expo hall and probably going to spend more money than I should, man.
Hey, that's what it's about. I mean, it's hard not to. You walk around, there's so much shiny, nice equipment. So far, what has been your favorite thing about the WWETT show?
Honestly, I mean, it's pretty overwhelming, but, you know, it's kind of nice seeing some of our, like, I use hammerhead trenchless for some of our equipment, because I do septics and sewers, and so kind of seeing some of our salespeople and just, like, all the new equipment and everything's been pretty sweet, you know?
Yeah. What'd you learn in class?
Absolutely nothing. I'm just kidding. No, there's actually some pretty sweet classes here. I think... Unfortunately, some of it's not all. I mean, you probably know as well. Some of it doesn't relate to like our region, you know, because there's a lot of like northern stuff here, where like they're talking about, you know, installing septic tanks around 200 lakes and stuff, and I'm like, well, I live in Kansas, so that doesn't really apply to me at all. But good marketing stuff too, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing in our industry. I mean, there's so much variation. I mean, even county to county, state to state, there's just so many variations. I mean, you have sandy soil, you got rocky soil, you have places where you're near bodies of water, things like that. So it's not just as cut and dry as, you know, it's not gonna be the same across the board.
Yeah, no, for sure. Dude, it was actually super cool meeting you. And then can I shout out my company?
Yeah, let's do it.
STW Plumbing and Excavation, Wichita Metro area. We do septics and sewers and trenchless and all that fun stuff. So
awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to stop by and talk to me.
Dude,
we'll be in touch. Yeah, thanks, man. So that does it for WWETT 2025. I had a lot of fun. Too much fun, some would say. So if I got to see y'all at the WWETT show this year, thank you for coming by and saying hi. Had a lot of really cool stories about people that have been in the industry for years, people that are barely getting into it, people that are in other industries, you know, HVAC, plumbing, looking to get into septic pumping and installation now. So it's just really cool, and I just want to thank y'all for coming by and, you know, sharing that time with me. I know, you know, a lot of people can't get away from work, you know, that's never going to stop. So to take time out of your busy schedule to come by to the booth and say hi, or even stop me, if you saw me at a bar or a restaurant, I just want to thank y'all, and I really appreciate all of you for your continued support. Yeah, it's been so great. So I hope if you came, you had a good time. I hope if you see this, you come next year, because I'll be here again. But that does it. I'm going to try not to completely lose my voice, and we'll be back on the plane to Texas. So we'll see y'all later. Smells like money.